How do, lovely audience? Are we well? I hope you are. I know I'm well because today I'm reviewing for the second time. I've already ridden this bike before, but when it initially came out, there's not much changed since, but it's still a KTM 890R super scalpel, and I'm super excited to be on it. So if you're interested to hear my updated thoughts on this bike, then stick around. Right, let's give it a go. So, we're not messing around, we're in sport mode, we've got road ABS. Oh man, this KTM, I absolutely do love this bike. Now, for a lot of you guys that don't know my history of riding, or for a lot of you that have come along, you know, as I'm into my riding journey and now I've got my GS, my 1200, I actually started from humble beginnings on my KTM 690 Duke. I absolutely loved it. I'm going to see if I can pop a picture in or on the screen right now of it. I really made it my own. I had a full Akrapovic system, the Akrapovic D-Cat. I had a nice asymmetrical black and white scheme. I kind of wanted to go away from the orange because everyone was doing orange. And I had that for 2 years, 3 years, and I absolutely loved it. I loved it so much. The only thing that I found with it was I was going out on a lot of group rides at the time with a lot of friends with very fast bikes, and at the time of my life 73 brake horsepower just wasn't enough for what I needed, for what I wanted to do with it. Everyone would go, bah, and I'd be like, come on, I don't have the capacity. Even though I'd be trying so hard, I'd be wringing its little neck. You know, I have a special place in my heart for that bike because I took it over the Isle of Man, took it over the mountain, you know, quite a few times. Really loved everything about it, just except that little lack of top end that I wanted so bad. Anyway, tried the 790 when that came out, and to be quite honest, the 790 didn't float my boat at the time. The reasons why: I found it very hunty through town. Even in road mode, I had to ride it in rain mode for it not to be, you know, hunting and trying to make me go faster through the towns. And I couldn't gel with it at all. Now, that's not to say the current line of 790 Dukes are like that. In fact, I am due to ride some pretty soon, so I can give a real fresh, updated and honest opinion on that, which I'm looking forward to. But for now, forget everything like that. We're looking at the 890R, and what? Ah, he's so sexy. Like, I know looks are subjective, I know they are, but I'm sorry, I look down at this cockpit with its, oh, it's like body, it's gorgeous in this blue colour, absolutely stunning. The dash is giving me 690, and I love my 690 dash. Like, it all feels so familiar. Like, I got on the 1290 Super Duke recently, and the dash is so different, and it's bright orange for a start, like the background screen. But no, this is just so familiar, and I absolutely loved my 690 dash, so I absolutely love this one. Now, when I know I'm going back to 790, when I rode that, I desperately wanted it to be like just a faster version of my 690. And weirdly, I didn't get that from it, to the point where, because I'd done so many modifications to my 690, including how it sounded, which is a big deal for me, I decided that I wouldn't go down the 790 route as the natural upgrade, and consequently that's how I ended up with my Street Triple. We've got a nice bike behind us. But if the 890 had come out instead of the 790, or the 890R specifically, yeah, I'd have jumped on that straight away as a natural progression, 100%. The riding position of this bike is, for me, lovely. I love just a naked roadster position. You know, it's a little bit sporty because my feet are kind of back on those pegs, and I don't feel like the bars are as aggressive as on the Super Duke. If you've ever ridden that, then that's something for you to understand as a comparison. If not, I'm sorry. But yeah, just generally nice flat bars, just put you in a bit of an aggressive let's go sports to riding position, but just not as dramatically as on the Super Duke, and I like that. And yeah, no screen of course, but to be quite honest, I've been used to that for many years, so I don't even see that as a complaint. I just see it as like to be expected. I rode here, did a bit of motorway to scrub a bit of, you know, get somewhere fast. You go on the motorway, don't you, if you want to make pace to the good roads, and it was absolutely fine. It's got ample amounts of power, 121 brake horsepower. It's just there when you need it. I'll go this way this time. Got to avoid the cow-crud roads. So yeah, it's one of them bikes that I really get excited to ride. There's a few of them in life, and weirdly they're all naked bikes. Maybe that's telling me something. Maybe I need to keep the GS for, you know, the big long hauls, and something for Mike because Mike finds it so comfy. But maybe I should be thinking about a little lightweight naked, because I have so much fun on these bikes. It's unreal. Like I said, 121 brake horsepower. We got 99 newton meters of torque, which is quite punchy when you think that M1000R is 106 newton meters of torque. We're not all that far behind, and this bike is ridiculously light. The chassis is tight. I'm starting to rhyme all the time. But yeah, suspension on this thing as well. We've got WP. Always been a fan of WP suspension. And we've got tons of adjustability on the suspension of the 890R, which is just wicked. If you want to know the exact ins and outs of this bike in terms of specification, I mean, I've got all that down in a walk around video, so if you want to bore yourself silly with that, then fill your boots. But yeah, I just go into the ins and outs of the bike, the dash. It's kind of probably good videos for if you become an owner of this bike and you want to like know what the bike has available for you to use and fiddle around with, and what knobs you can pull. But yeah, for me, 121 brake horsepower, 120, 125, hell, even 115. I like that amount of horsepower. It is my sweet spot. And don't get me wrong, I jump on a Super Duke with 177 brake, and I feel like a menace to society. I feel like I've just got all this power underneath me that I'm responsible for, and it's absolutely wild. But on the same token, when I'm on country lanes with the Super Duke R with all that power, you are reining it in massively because of the like sheer power compared to the road conditions that you're on like tight twisties. It's a lot to handle, and with these it's still a decent amount to handle, but it's a nice amount to have to handle. Like, oh, look at this road, like not petrifying. Brakes super responsive, super lovely. down the box. Oh, the power, the pull out the corners is ample. It's fun. It doesn't leave me wanting more. Up the box with the shifter, and yeah, brakes are real good. When you go into 30s after flying, you put them to the test, pretty decent. Stop me. They stopped me. That's all I can ask for with brakes, right? Do your job! Yeah, it's a fun blower. She's a blower. She is a super scalper. She's living up to her name. But yeah, the bike is super light. Oh so light. The dash is mega easy to use. Literally just like on my KTM. Let's put it in street mode. See if it handles through town a little bit more manageable in terms of its surginess. I mean, it's not bad. It's not like I experienced with the 790, but you can definitely tell that it's in a sport mode, which I'm not mad at. It says take the next left onto Cross Lane. Right, we're gonna figure stuff out here. Oh, that road looks nice. I love that. Do you guys see the stand? It just flicks out like it's happy to see me. Oh, little sheep.
Continue on B6478 for 4 miles.
Don't run. Don't leave me. Hey friends. Hey friends. Oh, your tail's wagging like a little dog. Anything's a dog if you try hard enough. Look at it. Looks good. Looks nice. We've got the popping orange wheels. We've got the lovely blue scheme, which I love that KTM have brought that blue out. Yeah, they don't like me. Right, don't fall. Don't break a leg. Don't be a dumbass. I do very much envy these people that can touch the floor on their machines. Okay, I think I was going the wrong way, and that's fine. Oh, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. Look at all the bunting. I love fancy bunting. Oh, look at this. We're just about to hit a lovely national. So, we'll drop a gear. We'll pop the visor down. And we'll wind it on. Oh, it handles lovely. It's very point and shoot. Handles literally like it's on rails. That's rails in English. Whilst not going over ridiculous bumps. Dark and shady. Oh, kayakers. It's cool. Now we're in Clitheroe. I love how this bike just wants to flip and flop over. I really, really love it. Oh, so much fun. Honestly, such a fun bike. I like how under the trees the dash goes black with white writing. And then when it brightens up, it switches round. Right. Right, so we're on the A59. We've found ourselves on the A59. It's got plenty overtaking pull. Do you know what makes the whole KTM Duke range ridiculously tempting at the moment, and I don't need this kind of temptation in my life, is ridiculous offers on. So they have £1,000 off the 890R or the 890 GP, which is a different model, slightly less powered. With the word GP you'd think it would be a higher spec, but it's actually cheaper and not. But yeah, you've got £1,000 off those, and then the Super Dukes you've got £3,000 off and a total of 4-year warranty, which isn't the norm for KTM. That quick shifter, sorry, auto blipper is lungy. It's not the smoothest by any stretch of any imagination. My beef with it is the quick shifter is okay for the most of the time, but occasionally when I'm in the higher gears, say like usually 5th to 6th or sometimes 4th to 5th, I can try and, like when I'm accelerating for an overtake and I try and switch gears, I'd land myself in horrible like false neutrals and end up just, you know, revving the knackers off it next to unsuspecting cars that I'm trying to thank them for moving over. Yeah, it just looks like I'm aggressively screeching at them at the top of the bike's engine, and it's really not my intention, but it does just hit the false neutrals. And I try to be more forceful with my kicking up, but it doesn't really suffer, you know, in the lower gears. So I don't know, if you have an 890R, then let me know if you do suffer with the odd false neutral on this bike. In fact, I'm pretty sure I knew a guy called Jake who owned one, and he told me there was a fix for it. So that's something to do a bit of research on, I reckon. And going down the box, it's clunky. You feel it, but you feel it in a way because it's not smooth at all. You just feel like you clumsily push down on the lever that doesn't want to be pushed down on. Well guys and girls, I hope you have enjoyed my revisited vlog on KTM's 890R, the Super Scalpel. And what a super scalpel it is. I absolutely love this bike. I make no bones about it. I don't try and hide it. I am an 890R fangirl. So yeah guys, let me know what you think to this bike in the comments below, and I'll catch you all on the next vlog. Alright guys and girls, take care. I'll see you on the next one. Bye. Well guys and girls, hallo, auf Wiedersehen. No, that's goodbye. Hallo, guten Abend, guten Morgen, guten Tag, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. Welcome back to my channel. It's Kate here. There we go. Race van. This is ridiculous. Noisy as hell. I'm getting a diesel bath. Getting a soot bath.